YouTube, anticss here with the swole on, the fro on, and if you need the explainer, I am the Alpha Tamer, but today it is not about me, it is about this player in front of me. Will you please introduce yourself?
My name is Joshua Pais. I go by Nostalgia. That's my username for the Digimon community. I played Fenrir Takemikazuchi. I truthfully didn't playtest at all with the deck. I went in probably, last night was probably the first time I played the deck.
Okay, cool. I mean, I got to watch you play a few of your games, and I thought there was like a lot of really high-level play and a lot of really great plays. So with that being said, please take us through the deck profile.
Got you. I play 4 Balmon. This is the only Tommy you should be playing. Just really good. The your turn effect is really good. When you digivolve, when you pitch a card, you can digivolve into that Digimon. And so with Fenrir, you could give your opponent like 10 memory, and then when you go into Takemikazuchi, you'll just reset back the memory to 3, and then you gain the memory. But yeah, I play 4 of those, and then we go into Luga. Play 4 Luga. This is like the one that you want to play. For start a turn, you could put an EG under, and then you gain a memory. And then its inherited effect is whenever a Digimon with Sock is played, or a dark animal, you could gain a memory. So 4 of those, and then I play 3 Lugamon. Some people were telling me to cut this. Well, I saw a lot of builds when I was looking at the builds. I saw a lot of people playing this at 2, and then they were playing 4 Uka. The reason why I decided to play 3 of this is because I wanted to see a Lugamon, and it came up in handy. There's times where I literally bricked, and I opened up like I would see into this card. If I would have had like 4 Ukas, it probably would have been a little. How am I gonna say it? I felt like the deck would have been a little bit more bricky, and then I would be relying on Uka to go off. But when attacking, you could pitch a card, and then you could kill a 3K or less Digimon. If you have EG under, whenever you pitch the card, you could draw a card. So it helps cycling through your deck, and then you could pitch whatever you want in the trash. And then if you have Balmon under, you could digivolve. And if you end up passing your opponent, there's a cool play I actually did. I attacked, had the Balmon, draw, I cycled out, I went into the Durugumon. Durugumon's effect, I pitched to Dex, and then I hit into security. My Digimon should have died, but because I pitched to Dex, I was able to digivolve for the Dex. And then end of turn, I ended up playing the EG out, so I ended up choking my opponent at 1. I mean, I'm sorry. No, the when attacking, if you have 1 or more, you gain a memory. So I ended up choking him at 1 because of that reason. And then I play 3 Uko. Uko's really good. Whenever you promote it up, you search the top 3 cards. You could add any color, Tamer or Digimon, and then you could hatch an egg after that. After that, I play 2 Tyrannomon. On play, you reveal top 4 cards. You can add a Tamer, and then you could add a Digimon card, and then you could pitch the card. So a cool play you could do, you could pitch this, Skolbelucci, go into a Hell Luca. Let's say you don't have the Lugamon, the Fenrir in hand. You'll go into the you'll Digivolve into the Hell Luca because you pitched this, and then you could pretty much trash, and then you'll Digivolve from the trash because one of your Digimon with Sock died. Play that, and I play 4 Durugumon. This card's absolutely insane. Most of the time, whenever I was playing against the Imperial matchup, they would leave like a body on board, and so I would just attack over it because this Digimon gives a collision. When Digivolving, I get to draw a card and then pitch a card, and then I get to draw another card if I pitch a card, and then on play does the same thing. And then if you have a Tamer under, start a turn, you could force one of your opponent's Digimon to attack. So for this, and then inherent effect, I gain 1,000. And then I play 3 Dex. Dex is all turns. Whenever my Durumon dies, I could pretty much protect it by going into this. When I Digivolve on top of this, I draw a card, I trash 1, and then I get to pop a level 4 or lower. That effect actually came up a lot of times. And then inherited effect, it gives my Digimon reboot, which is another good inherited effect. The MVP of the deck for sure, Soul Digimon. When Digivolving, you trash 2 cards, and then you could pop a level 4 or lower, and then a level 4 or lower, but if it didn't pop anything on board, then you're capable of bringing out a level 4 or lower Digimon. And then we play the MVP of the deck, Global Digimon. I was actually able to go into the when Digimon effect doesn't matter, so I'm not gonna say the effect, but I literally went into a whole line just doing this, attacking with the EG effect, pitching this. If I didn't have a 4, then I would go into the 4 effect. I would pitch and then go into this, whatever. Pitch 2 cards, and then I would just go into the Fenrir. And then I would just go to, from pretty much I could go to my level 7 just for this and having this. So I thought that was pretty insane. But yeah, I'm not going to explain the when Digimon effect just because I never went Digivolving. I was actually, you know what, I was going to do it one time because I couldn't see, I didn't have a level 5, but I ended up just drawing into it next turn. So there's that card, and I play 2 Helluga. Helluga is very important just to get rid of like issues. For example, when you play against the Omnimon matchup, you want to hard play this. So if they have 1 card to protect their going to Omnimon, you could go into, you'll hard play this for 7, and then you'll pretty much pop the Digimon. They could activate the effect to protect their Digimon, but because you have your pending effect from the Soul Luga, you're capable of going into this for free. You'll Digivolve this for free and go into this because your turn player priority. You'll go into Takemikazuchi, outing pretty much the issue, and that's the same thing I was doing to the Imperialmon players all day. I was just able to just out sequence them, or just understanding like how the mechanics work. And then, yeah, so I'm sorry. So end of turn, you pretty much you draw 2, and then you get back to Lugumon for the on deletion. And then we play 4 Fenrir Lugumon. The when Digivolving could bring out any Digimon that has Pulsemon in its deck. So you could even bring out this, or a Sock Digimon. Its effect, its alternate effect is if I end up bringing out a Digimon with Sock or Pulsemon in its text, I could destroy a level 1000 DP or lower. And your turn, if you have Fenrir in its name, if you have 3 memory, I mean, if you have 3 memory or less, you're still keeping turn. And then we play Kazuchimon. We don't care about the when Digivolving effect. Its alternate effect is whenever a card gets trashed, I could give one of my opponent's Digimon negative AK, and it's a once per turn. I mean, it's an all turns, but once per turn. And then we play Takemikazuchi. There's so many things I actually learned about how this card works. So the way the deck works is that when Digivolving, your when Digivolving effects need to resolve. So even if they go into like a card that has protection or something like that, this card will still take effect. But its effect is your turn. When one of your level 6 Digimon with Pulsemon in its name text is played, 2 of your Digimon may Digivolve into the Digimon. It's from your trash. Your turn. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 6,000 for the turn. If DNA Digivolving, you may set the memory to 3 on your opponent's side. Then if it has a tamer, then you gain 1 memory and recover 1. And this card just OTKs. Your opponent has 4 security and you end up bringing out a Digimon. This card just pretty much finishes off the game. So I did look at someone's build that topped. I think he was in Europe, and I saw that he was playing 2 of this, and then he was running the 4 Ukas. I just felt this card is really good. I'll first explain what it does. Reveal the top 3 cards. Add 1 Digimon with Sock among the traits to the hand, and then return the rest of the bottom deck. If this effect added a card, trash 1 card from your hand, and then place this card in the battle area. Then delay. You may play 1 card with Sock for your trash for the reduction cost of 1. I mean for 2. It never got hidden security, but it does the same thing if it gets hidden security. I was able to pop this card. If I already had a tamer, I would pop this going into 1. My bad. We're playing this for 1. After that, I would go into the decks. From the decks, I'm sorry, not decks, the Duruga. And then from that, I would go into the Soluga, and because I would have had Bellucci, if I had a Bellucci in hand, then I could pretty much cheese out going into this and then bringing out this guy. But that's why I prefer this card. Also, sometimes it gives you another card, another rookie for you to alliance with when you don't have a target. We play 4 Analog Youth. This card's so good. Maybe you should get it because so many decks use it. I mean, so many decks use this. So on play, you reveal the top 3 cards, you add 1, and then it trashes the rest. And then all turns, if a level 5 or higher Digimon with sources under gets deleted by battle or by effect, then you could tap this to gain a memory and then hatch an egg. So you could manipulate the security often with this card. I mean, I'm sorry, not the security. You could manipulate the trash, and you can manipulate the memory, dictating how much you want to give your opponent. After that, play the 2 BT14 EGs. Back then, when I did want to build the deck, I wanted to play like 3 and then 3 of this one, but I realized this one's better. The memory setter one's better. This one's kind of good. But pretty much start your turn, you could pretty much gain a memory, and then its inherited effect is you can mind link, and then your Digimon gains block and alliance. Blocker came up a lot, and then alliance came up all the time. And then we play Cracker Fang. It's your memory setter, and then it does the same thing as your inherited effect.
Right. So will you take us through the matchups?
So round 1, I ended up playing against Dexteruga. I 2-0'd him. I pretty much was just choking him all the time with memory. I was dictating like how much memory he was going to start at turn. I think he did brick because his hand wasn't very optimal, and I just kept outing whatever he had on board, and whatever he did would bring out the deck stuff. Whenever he went to Dex Duragora, the level 4, I would out it. I pretty much didn't have a problem playing against that deck. I think he just bricked, if I'm going to be honest with you. Justin G, that was an Imperial matchup. That was a 2-0. I think he played very good. I think the only thing that he had an issue with was probably understanding how to play against my deck. And because he didn't understand how to play against my deck, I think he made very he made very bad plays, or he gave me too much memory to deal with. That was game 2. Game 3, I played against Imperial. That was a 2-1. The first game, I got it very easily. Second game, I think I didn't draw an optimal hand. I think I made a mistake by keeping my hand. Most of the time when I was trying to keep my hand, I wanted to always see an Uko, and I wanted to see at least a Lugomon in hand, or I wanted to see a trainee or an analog youth. And sometimes I didn't have that optimal hand. I ended up having to go with a sub-optimal hand, and I ended up losing game 2. Game 3 came to a Nailbiter. He pretty much protected his Digimon. I pretty much did the play that I explained. Well, I did the Hellugamon was going to pop his Digimon. He activated his effect to go into the Imperial. My effects were still pending for Soluga and for the other thing. And then I ended up just pretty much going Takemikazuchi. I ended up going the level 7. And then I just ended up outing his Imperial. And it wasn't the fighter mode. He ended up going the other Imperial, which is oh no, game 3 he made a mistake. He went Dragon mode, and then he wanted to choke me at 1 by bottom decking everything. I thought that was the wrong play. I think the right play was for him to instead of going into fire mode, he gave me pretty much 2 memory, and then I had an EG, the other one, not the setter. So I ended up going to 3 memory. I played my card for 2, went to Dex. After Dex, I went to Solugamon. Pretty much I ended up going crazy, outed his Digimon, and then I just pretty much killed him from there. Because he already had like 3 security, so I just pretty much swung, attacked. If he had an option card, then he had an option card. After that, I ended up playing against K2. K2 was... Imperial as well.
He's one of our testing guys.
Yeah, K2, Imperial as well, 2-0. Honestly, I drew the best hand I could game 1. Game 2, I think he made a small mistake, but for the most part, it goes back to the hands I wanted to see. I kept just seeing the hands I wanted to see when I would mulligan, and then if I did have a bad hand, I ended up just playing out of it. After that, I played against Overhaul. He was playing Imperial as well. That was a 2-0. He gave me too much memory game 1, so I ended up winning because of that. And then game 2, he made a mistake by not playing the what's the option card for Imperial? The one that gives it protection?
The Promogenitor?
Yeah. He didn't end up going the option card to have his protection. He ended up playing a Stingmon for 4, giving me 3 memory, and I just ended up having the nuts. I had the nuts in hand, so I pretty much promoted up and just killed him. So that was that game. And then I played, technically it should have been the final round, that's my opinion. Oh no, I played Geno's. Round 6 I played Geno's. He tops a lot of the events, he's a Puerto Rican player. He ended up traveling to his event. I saw him at National Series, pretty cool dude to talk to. But game 1, broken hand, I drew another broken hand. Game 1 I drew broken. Game 2 I drew the worst hand. I drew Lugomon, the one that could give me a tamer. I could tuck a tamer under, and I drew the other, and then I drew 2 other of the Lugomon, tamer, and then I think a level 6. And he was trying to find his pieces while I was just pretty much rushing him down. And then I pretty much eventually saw the pieces I needed, probably about like round 4, and I pretty much won because of that. After that, I played against round 7, which I think it should have been the final round. Played against Sons of Chaos. That was the first game I high rolled. I pretty much got the best hand you want to see, which Uko into Uko, Lugomon, and then I had a Tamer, and then I had a Youth, and then I had an Analog Youth. So I just thought that was the most broken hand. My Youth pretty much solved everything I needed in trash. I probably almost sequenced that very incorrectly, because if I wasn't paying attention to my trash, and then I was gonna just pretty much give him back his 3 memory because he had a setter, but he was still searching. But I was able to look at my hand. I saw my trash. I saw the game state, and I was like, oh wait, I have game. I ended up going to the decks, popping his Oli rookie. After that, going to Soluga. Soluga going into, I already had an Ukomon too, and he had 5 security. So I pretty much brought back out like the level 4, the Dex one. Just pitched a card to just feel my trash, and then from there I attacked, trashing my card. Alliance, so trashing pretty much 3 checks. Attack, trash. I think I trashed a Tamer. It didn't matter though. And then I swung security. Then pretty much had no security, and I just swung with the Uko for game. And then the second game, I drew the worst hand anyone could probably have. I drew Soluga, a setter, Wolf, and then a level 6. I played it to like probably turn 3, and I decided to just give him the second game. Game 3, I drew. My first hand wasn't that bad, and then the second hand was it was a lot better. It was Ukomon and Analog Youth, or I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, Uko Analog, and you had Ludo in hand. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's like,
that's like
that's
the
every
best.
Takemika's favorite hand, like right there. Yeah,
I pretty much high rolled him. He couldn't see his level 4s. So we ended up going to like, I think to like probably turn 4, and then from there I just OTK'd him. Yeah, I would always, with the level 4, with not the Dex one, but the other one, I would always make sure to swing, so they have to block with the rookies, and then from there I would just go to if I had the Dex in hand, I would go Dex, and then I would just pretty much trash to like feel my trash. Then from there I would go Soluga, and then Soluga pretty much will bring me back a level 4, so I could just start going crazy and attacking with Alliance. And then the final round, I ended up playing against Mirage. Game 1, I same hand. What was it? Uka, pretty much same hand.
Yeah. I think it was almost exact. Yeah.
Yeah, same hand. Game 2, I was really banking that he didn't have his pieces, but he ended up drawing. But I made a huge crucial mistake. I should have pitched 3 cards instead of just 2, because if I would have pitched 3 cards, I pretty much would have kept turn it would have passed back to my turn when he Digivolved because I choked him at 1. So it would have pretty much gone back to my turn, and then he wouldn't have done all the crazy things he was capable of doing. And then he pretty much OTK'd me that turn, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Oh no, I gave him like 2 memory, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think you couldn't choke him to 1, and so like he just had everything. You needed.
Yeah, he just pretty much had everything. And then game 2, I made the crucial. I had 0 security. I'm not gonna. The first play I had to do to pretty much cycle out. A lot of people were saying it was the wrong play, but I just needed to cycle and see more things in my trash and feel my trash. My issue was I ended up attacking. I went to Digimon. I was supposed to pitch the decks. And then I read the ace card. I knew that he had the ace.
Yeah, it was definitely telegraphed.
Yeah, like I knew he had the ace, so I was really banking on attacking. And I looked at my trash. I should have pitched the decks, but because I pretty much fanned out my trash. I try my best to always look at, especially if you're playing purple, you always gotta look at your trash. So I fanned it out. I saw there was a level 4. I didn't pay attention to what level 4 was, and so yeah, I just lost. I swung, he aced, but even the cards that he like stripped were the wrong cards because he stripped the EG. I was like, no way.
I remember, yeah. So he didn't strip the Balmon.
Yeah, he stripped my Lugomon and he stripped the EG. I was like,
because
he
had an AG on board too,
yeah.
so like you could just tuck.
I could just tuck it under. Yeah. It sucks because it's like he piloted the deck good. When it came to, well, it's Mirage. You see the pieces, or you set up for pieces. But I do feel like that play was very questionable because if I did go decks, but the decks was in the trash, I wouldn't have had game, but I would have been at 1 security, and then I was gonna give him 3 memory, and he has like what, a boost, and he.
I think he had a boost and a training.
Yeah, he said when I went to the level 7, his play was going. Well, so the way it works is like I was gonna go Takemikazuchi, whatever, the level 7, and then he had that, right? So I was gonna pop it. Pretty much, my when Digimon effects need to finish before game mechanics finishes. So I would have just overflowed, and then I would have had a Tyrannomon on board, and then another Tyrannomon because I was gonna hard play one. And so, or worst case scenario, I could play the Tamer out under. I mean, or I could have played the level 3 option card. Pretty much setting up my play for next turn, so I could just pop it because I did have like a 2 Skull Belushis to pretty much still go burn next turn if I lived. But he said if I did end up doing that, because I had 1 security, he was gonna attack. I think that's I don't know why he said he was gonna attack, because if he ends up attacking, he was gonna lose -8, and then his Digimon just dies. So
yeah.
But yeah. That's the way cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Well, man, congratulations again. Like, I got to watch a lot of your matches. Joshua was like at table 1 for like most of the day. So like he wouldn't even pack up his bag. He would just sit at the exact same spot for most of the day. It was an honor watching you. Thank you for giving us the deck profile. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I want to thank, where's my boys at? Shout out my 2 boys that came.
All right. What's up? Hello.
Right here, these 2 guys. Shout out to everyone from GX, the store GX. Shout out to everybody from Cycle Turtle. A lot of good players play there. A lot of the top players. One of the stores I used to go to a lot was Collector Legion. I know the community slowly started to die, but honestly, that's where I met a lot of the good players. Lost to them, learned from them. Core TCG always has like really good events in Pasadena, sorry. But Cycle Turtle for sure always like what, 23 players or more if you're in LA?
23 on average.
At least 5 rounds. At least 5 rounds. Core TCG. Oh, DXN. I got my DXN boys.
I know DXN boys. Yeah.
Gotta shout them out too. Dan Vang for believing in me.
Hey, Dan is the man, man.
Yeah, but honestly, that's it. Oh, the judges too. Jess was awesome. The Judge Jess, he's awesome. Honestly, having a conversation with him the night before made me understand and simplify just Digimon to the point where I understood that my effects need to finish resolving before my opponent's effects, pretty much turn player, and then knowing what's interruptive and what's not interruptive, and how to get over that interruptive effect as well.
All right, cool. Well, man, thanks again. Congratulations on your finish. I know it's not exactly the one you wanted, but you know there's always next time. And with that being said, YouTube, Antics here with the swole on the fro on, and I already gave you the explainer, but I'm gonna give it to you one more time. I am the Alpha Tamer. Peace.